Stock shows play an important role for beef producers. Russell Nimitz has a look at a newer show in Oklahoma that's already a big hit.
Although the first Cattlemen's Congress was held in January of 2021, this Oklahoma City-based stock show quickly became a popular event for members of the beef industry. In fact, Cattlemen's Congress is one of the few good things to come out of the COVID-19 pandemic.
In the fall of 2020, the onset, COVID-19 really ramping up. Several livestock shows across the country canceled their shows. There were some real leaders in the industry that just stepped up and thought Oklahoma was a good place to maybe have a replacement show. And so that's really where Cattlemen's Congress got its start.
We contacted the state fairgrounds to see if they had any dates available, because this is a venue that historically is just loaded up with horse events. And they said, yeah, they had this particular time open in early January. And then we tried to supply the exhibitors, the cattle people, with what they wanted.
And those efforts paid off, because that first Cattlemen's Congress was so popular, they just had to do it again.
We thought it was going to be a one and done deal, just a stand-in. But people seemed to like it, so they started asking questions during and after the show. Would you guys please do it this next year? So we had a lot of support also from the governor's office and from the Secretary of Ag, and so we said, what the heck, let's try it again.
It turned into such a success that people wanted to come back, and they asked us, are we having this again next year? And so it wasn't by the end of the show, and I think the leaders of Cattlemen's Congress had already decided that we were going to try to do this again next year.
Cattlemen's Congress is specifically designed for breeders across North America to gather, showcase, and market their elite cattle genetics to purebred and commercial producers.
Cattle people in the purebred business, they not only need a place to exhibit their livestock, but they also need a place to market them, either private treaty or through auctions. And so we've tried to provide them a venue to also have their cattle sales and generate some income.
Really, that's what Cattlemen's Congress is about, marketing cattle genetics, the crossroads of an intersection of cattle genetics and cattle breeders and ranchers across the country having an opportunity to meet with others in their industry and sell their genetics.
We brought 21 head last year. 10 of those that we had here sold in their production sales to contacts we made here. You know, the traffic through there, being able to pull those cattle out and display those cattle for these people. You know, we just made a lot of connections that we wouldn't have reached with other media.
Cattlemen's Congress also offers producers education, livestock judging contests, and a very impressive trade show.
Trade show's big. In fact, we kind of run out of space and room. We had more demand than we really had space, so we're growing it. And we will have a prospect steer and heifer show, as well as a market beef show. And then the junior shows here have been big. The Herefords exhibited over 300 in their junior show. Angus exhibited over 300 in their junior show. Simmentals are on their way in, and they have a lot of junior entries as well.
We're excited to be here. We're excited to have our national show here. Really just create an event for all cattlemen across the nation, serving their needs in a variety of ways, whether it's juniors or their grandpa here trying to sell bulls.
Now, Oklahoma City is often called the crossroads of the cattle industry, so it's no surprise that Cattlemen's Congress has been a hit.
If you take Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, those are the three largest beef cow-calf states in the United States, and so we're really close. Then Nebraska and Kansas are big as well. And so we're really centrally located to a lot of the beef cow industry in the U.S.
We're right in the heart of cattle country. We've got commercial producers, lots of seed stock producers in this area. Where we're hosting the show is easy access off of 3 different interstates. You can be here, get on the grounds and unload, plenty of parking. The facility has been great, and we're just excited that they're able to host us.
Oklahoma City has been a great place for the Cattlemen's Congress. It's easy to get to, but I can just come and enjoy it and know that I'm going to be taken care of as a cattleman. And
thanks to the success of Cattlemen's Congress, it's now a tradition for members of the beef industry to ring in the new year in Oklahoma.
The exhibitors have liked it, and when we started, we said we want to make it a cattle show for cattle people. And so, you know, it seems like there's plenty of interest to keep it going strong.
We're just going to try to keep growing and expanding and really pushing to just improve the quality of beef cattle across the country and give seed stock commercial producers an opportunity to sell, market, and really mainly market their genetics.
What a setup, what a bunch of guys. I mean, this is a first-class run operation. I'll tell you what, if you're an ag person and you want to come find the cutting-edge genetics, this is the place to do it.
From Cattlemen's Congress in Oklahoma City, I'm Russell Nemitz for NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
If you're interested in attending next year's show in Oklahoma City, you can find information and a schedule of events at the website cattlemenscongress.com.